Thank you, Senator Rose, and good morning. I am Deputy Republican Leader Sue Rezin, and I would also like to thank our law enforcement who are here today. We stand with you and will continue to stand with you. Violent crime just isn't happening somewhere else. Carjackings in Cook County have jumped 300% since 2019. Murders are up 57% in Chicago, and major crimes in Chicago are already up this year. Yet crime isn't only hitting Cook County and Chicago. We're seeing it in our communities everywhere. It's real for everyone in every walk of life. And it's hitting the suburbs, it's hitting central Illinois, and it's hitting southern Illinois. In 2021, CBS News ranked Peoria as the 15th deadliest city in the U.S. And Chicago, not far behind, was ranked 28th deadliest city in the U.S. Champaign witnessed a 37% increase in shooting incidences in 2021 and a 60% increase in homicides. Even school buses that Senator Chapin-Rose talked about are not safe. Last fall, a school bus was sprayed by bullets in Champaign, Illinois. Thankfully, on that occasion, no children were hit. I have kids in Chicago. 3 kids live in Chicago of mine. Every time I see a news story about some senseless act of violence in the city, like a mother, I fear for their lives. My mind goes to those mothers who are struggling to get by in the highest crime areas. They're trying to raise their children in the middle of what sometimes feels a war zone. Gang violence, drug violence, and carjackings are an everyday part of their lives. We owe it to these mothers and fathers of this state to provide a safer place for them to raise their kids. Our first step in doing that is by supporting our police and enabling them to do their jobs. That's why we're here today. Today, we're announcing a package of proposals that first and foremost protect and support our law enforcement in our communities. We continue to develop our proposal from the fall that Senator Rose talked about to provide additional resources to law enforcement through the Fund the Police Act. This legislation would provide a direct infusion of $125 million to law enforcement that would provide funding for body cameras, for police training, for outreach and community policing programs, for hiring and rehiring of officers, and for mental health treatment for individuals who are incarcerated in our prisons. Additionally, we can no longer take it easy on those who commit violence against men and women serving to protect us. According to CNN, more police officers were intentionally killed last year than we've seen since the terrorist attacks of 9/11. Imagine that. We're putting forth legislation that will increase penalties for those who commit aggravated battery against our police officers and require them to serve at least 85% of their sentence. These measures are necessary to not only give law enforcement the tools that they need, but also to send a clear message. Go after our police, and there will be consequences.